If you're trying to really scale your law firm, if you're trying to really make, let's say, a 40K or a 50K a month as a lawyer, the first thing you want to do here is to actually plan a firm vision and stick to it. See, the vision is going to help you big time because a lot of law firms forget about branding. They forget about having a vision. Forget about the kind of positioning they want to have. See, the thing is, if you are in any legal landscape, you are going to have competition, but most importantly, you're going to have differentiation issues. I mean, think about the thousands of lawyers that are doing the same thing that you are doing. Okay, so this is an important element to understand that if you have a firm vision, if you have a practice vision, you want to really differentiate yourself, but you gotta really stick. You gotta stick to that vision. See, the thing is, simply having a vision and not really applying it or really making sure that you're staying on top of your principles, it's not gonna cut it. Okay, if you want to really, if you want to be successful, you need to plan. You need to plan a firm vision. So a good firm needs to have a vision guided by core values. Okay. I mean, of course, your vision, your firm still need to make money, right? Still needs to differentiate itself. But if you don't have a vision, what's going to happen here is that clients wouldn't understand how to really how to really evaluate you or how to really position you, and neither will your co-attorneys. Let's say the attorneys that you might hire in the future. Okay, so choosing a few key values can help your team make micro decisions that ripple across the firm, as well as larger choices. It's all about giving a compass. You want to give your team a compass, a moral compass, an operational compass that they can use in every situation. Okay, so when selecting core values, you want to keep them simple. Don't try to complicate things here. Don't try to say your firm has blah 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 principles. No, the more core values you add, the harder it is actually for your law firm to stay focused. Okay, and what you want is to actually have your attorneys, your paralegals actually stay focused. Okay, truly consider which values you want to embody during the hard and successful times. Okay, this is not a sprint. This is a marathon. So you want to think about those ups and downs, up and down moments at your firm. Okay, so you want to really consider those value. You want to consider those values you want to embody during the hard and successful times, because they will help differentiate and guide your firm. So if you want to actually be a very successful lawyer, you need to understand that your how do I say, your leadership, your executive management is going to be quite essential. Okay, so you want to wisely select your leadership and partners. The reason is that you don't really select your leadership based on the potential revenue they can bring. They can bring in. Of course, you have to look at that too, right? You have to look at the client base that the partner can bring to your firm. But beyond that revenue consideration, you want to pay attention to their knowledge. Their knowledge. So every partner has expertise. That's for sure, right? Otherwise, they wouldn't be attractive to your firm in the first place. So what happens here is that you have to understand that their credibility will come from their thought leadership too, especially in niche industries such as IP law, for instance. Okay, you want to really look at the credibility. So, like any other organization or business, your law firm can only be as good as its leaders, right? Its leaders will be fashioned or will be quote unquote conditioned by the firm's compass. That's what I said to you a little earlier when I said, look at the you want to plan a firm vision and stick to it. Once you stick to a planned vision, anybody that comes into the firm has to adapt, right? Including partners. So when hiring for leadership positions, you want to bring in those who you believe have a great work ethic and an even greater vision, right? Again, a vision is really key here. And also, proper work ethic will provide your partners with the daily motivation to approach, let's say, long-term projects And the greater vision will keep your firm on the right track. So if you want to actually be a 50K or 75K lawyer this year, you need to understand that. By the way, if it's 50K a month, okay, you gotta really go back to your company culture. So beyond the vision, beyond having a moral compass, beyond giving the direction to your team members to follow in hard and good times and bad times, company culture is going to be very quintessential here. Okay, so you have to understand that your law firm can only be as successful as the people who help run it, not just the leaders, not just senior management, but also the everyday people who are running it. Okay, so this is important to understand that the you want to invest in human resources. So, and when it comes to a company, when it comes to human resources, we are speaking, okay, directly or indirectly about company culture. We are speaking about the culture, the moral values that are important at your firm. Okay, so you want to ensure, for example, that the you want to you want to have a great professional opportunities for coworkers to convene regularly, social opportunities also because your lawyers needs to interact, need to socialize too. Okay, that's how you keep their moral at a very high level. Okay, so meetings are an opportunity to discuss work objectives in an open environment and can lead to social gatherings as well, right? And that's what you want. You want to really look at the social aspects of those gatherings. Okay, so when everyone from the front desk receptionist to the managing partners buys into the culture, company efficiency is likely to improve, and that's when you're going to start seeing those big ticket wins. Okay, revenue actually going through the roof, revenue actually increasing consistently. That's what you want. You do not just want to have a big win, one big win once in a while. No, you want this to be consistent, right? So you want this to be consistent across the board. That's how the company is going to win. That's how the firm as a whole is going to win. So if you want to really be a 50K, a 60K, a 75K, let's just say a hugely successful lawyer, especially when it comes to scaling from 25K to a 50K a month, you need to be client driven. Everything you need to do has to be client driven. I mean, your first 10K, your first 25K, you might actually be focused on the case. You might be focused on the legality of the case, right? The what I call the winnability, the winning potential of a case before you actually accept it. But if you want to really move from 25 to 50K and beyond, you need to be client driven. Your ability to solve clients' pain points is going to help you be very successful. So, after defining who you are as a law firm, embody those values for your clients. In other words, you want to work for them. You want to be of service to your clients. Okay, think about your clients' needs and how you can best serve them. Legal work is important, and you need to put your best foot forward for each client because the client is actually relying on you to solve their pain points. You better really make sure that you do not disappoint them. Okay, so what I mean here is that you gotta focus on that client. You gotta really take the time to focus on that client, to actually take the time, for instance, to listen to your clients' post case reviews. Okay, so that you have an idea of what works or what doesn't work. For instance, if you have post case reviews, you are able to identify areas for improvement. You are able to identify what kind of better report you can build with clients. Okay, you can also identify how the clients felt all along throughout the case. So you want to view your clients as an extension of your firm's vision. Okay, and your clients actually Your clients are central to your firm's vision. They're not just an extension. Let me put it this way: they are central to your firm. And if your firm wants to be successful, the vision has to be centered around your clients. Because if your clients are successful, if your clients are happy, if your clients are, let's say, productive because of your legal work, if they regain their productivity, if they regain their freedom, if they regain their authority, if they regain their productivity, whatever, that success is going to trickle down to your law firm too. And all of a sudden, your firm is going to be very successful as well. So if you want to be a 50K a month lawyer, if you want to understand what it takes to actually break that 50K a month or 30K a month or 40K a month as a law firm, whether you are a regular law firm like a small law firm or a uh, a small practice or even a solopreneur, if you're a solo practice, you need to standardize systems and common procedures. Let me explain what I really say here. See, the thing is, you probably have systems. No matter how big or small your firm is, you have systems. Even if you are a solo practice, if you are one person, a one attorney practice, you do have systems, okay? Because otherwise you won't be able to deliver work to clients. So you do have systems, okay? And you also have a set of common procedures. I mean, you have procedures that you go through to when it comes to onboarding, when it comes to cases, when it comes to research, when it comes to going to court, when it comes to navigating the legal, I would say the legal landscape, okay, the regulatory landscape. Now, all those systems, all those procedures, guess what? You probably are doing all of them or parts of them manually. And that's what I want you to change. If you want to be a hugely successful lawyer, you want to standardize those systems and common procedures, okay? So part of the client-driven culture relies on organization and a shared understanding of the common procedures, right? That way you know exactly what works, what doesn't work. Your colleagues know what works, what doesn't work, and how to best serve the clients. And potential clients will likely leave your firm if you come off as unorganized, unreliable, or inefficient upon the first impression. Because see, people believe. I mean, that's really true. That first impression matters because first impressions are always the right impression. Okay, so to help make a superb first impression, what you want to do here is that you want to create guidelines for your employees to follow throughout the intake and case process. This can include a record keeping system, consistent pricing, a structured case approach, and other mechanisms to actually save your clients time. That's what I said when I said a little earlier that you want to make your clients regain their productivity, regain their freedom, regain their efficiency, regain whatever will make them as popular as possible. I mean, not popular, as efficient as possible. If you want to really move into the 50K a month lawyer category, you want to invest in your firm as a business. What I mean by that here is that when you have a law firm, you need to understand that the law firm is actually, whether the law firm is a solo practice or a small law firm, it has to be seen as a business to actually expand. Because if you're running it as a side gig, it's not going to expand. Okay, so often lawyers don't think like business people. That's very sure because see the thing is they haven't received the training, right? They haven't received the background, but you can learn it actually. So what happens here is that if you think of your firm as a business, you got to really invest into things like branding, marketing, business management. Okay, now while each firm is different, you want to consider your options for business growth. And by the way, you don't have to do everything yourself. Okay, you can consider bringing in outside help to promote your business when needed. Okay, you can outsource some tasks. That's actually better too because some businesses are better at certain things than others, especially if they have been doing it for many years, they have developed some kind of expertise in that field, right? And you want to benefit from that expertise. Don't try to recreate the wheel. Don't try to reinvent the wheel. Don't try to really no. Just take the wheel as it is already and work with it. Okay. So when you're able to outsource work, you are able to actually have new opportunities to engage with new types of clients, expand upon your existing core values, and build your company culture. Another reason, another way to actually, I would say, beef up your law firm is to stay on top of law firm technology. Technology is going to be key, not just nowadays, but also in the future. If you want to scale, if you want to be able to automate certain areas of your law firm, technology is going to be key. Okay. So a successful law firm should always look to stay on the cutting edge of new legal marketing and technology. So you be sure to monitor what your competitors are doing in terms of the tech they are using, and do this surveillance, if you will, this competitive intelligence thing, do it on a regular basis. You want to pay attention to their branding, pay attention to their marketing, pay attention to their technology. If you're able to pay attention to those things, you can have a sense of how your firm needs, okay, to improve actually. If you want to make 50K a month as a lawyer, no matter how small or big your company, I mean not big, but let's say no matter how small your law firm is, you want to be a community partner, and this is going to help you big time. Being a community partner is going to help you big time, not just in the short run, but also in the long run. Okay, it's all about making sure that you are positioning yourself as a value adder. You're adding value to the community. You're adding value to people in your like in your locality, right? So it's important to understand that when you take the time to give back to your local community, it's not just about karma. It's not just about actually like reaping benefits later on. No, I mean, of course, karma is a big component here. That's for sure. But the most important thing is that you're able. That's actually a form of branding. It's a form of advertising. Let me give you an example. When you sponsor a local projects, for instance, your law firm will be mentioned in the sponsors or in the partners. That's good branding for your law firm. Okay, you can offer initiatives like scholarships or fundraising events for the issues you care about. It's all about the issues you care about. Okay, so that you can put your core values into action. You can actually gather your employees around those values that are important for your law firm. And even beyond that, beyond yourself, beyond your colleagues, you also have a positive effects on your potential clients. Because if you think about it, your potential clients are usually community members, okay? Every case you take on impacts the community in some way. So basically what happens here is that if you're able to actually be a community partner, you are showing your potential clients that you are invested in the community itself. Like you care about how the community operates. You care about what's happening. Okay, you take about significant cases or even minor cases. It's all about how the community actually fares, right? So when you show that level of interest, that level of commitment, that level of seriousness, okay, when it comes to community affairs, you are going to win clients big time. So in conclusion to this conversation, I spoke to you about how to really be a 50K a month lawyer. Okay, so I gave you a few items to really remember. Plan a firm vision and stick to it. Wisely select your leadership and partners. Invest in a company culture. You want to be client driven. You want to standardize systems and common practices. You want to invest in the firm as a business. That's important. You want to stay on top of law firm technology, law firm tech, and you want to be finally a community partner. Thank you so much. God bless you. I will see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.